Hold me closer, young Creetala. Maybe we should have like a montage of all of Creetala's greatest moments.
We should.
His promos that he cut.
You guys just want to have a flashback episode?
Well, yeah.
We just go, Mike. We just go back and pull them out, all the audio files, and just make it one long
Yeah, exactly.
promo.
Do a flashback episode.
Yeah, a flashback episode.
What is that called? The clips episode?
Oh, yeah, flashback episode.
Yeah, clips episode.
One of the best things, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Clerks cartoon, but one of the best gags they ever did is their second episode ever. They had a flashback show. They had a clip show, like best of show of the previous episode, because that's all that they'd had. It was very funny. They got complaints, though, because people didn't get it. But yeah, it's good stuff.
People are very smart.
It's, the thing that I'm going to miss is we're never going to have the chance to have Creetala do, or what was the rule that Mike made and then took away? Like, I was just really hoping that at some point Creetala would make him regret that. Like, when you're...
Oh, tripping to make prone breaks grab.
Yeah. Right. When you trip somebody, you're not grabbed anymore. I always figured that would backfire with Creetala at some point.
Never did. Yeah. I never got to take whirling toss to actually become
the tosser. Never
the
tossed.
tosser. Yeah,
there's a sad thylazine following us around
without
somebody tossing.
What happened to that? Yeah,
it's probably just
what happened to that little thylacine?
Maybe we just have an episode from his point of view. We just narrate what he sees as he wanders along.
I mean,
and at the end, he bumps into a dead Creetala and just whines. And cut the black.
I mean, you could cut this, but somebody's been talking about getting a new pet. Somebody's talking about retiring their owls.
Yeah, I'm gonna retire Hoot. I'm gonna retire Hoot.
You're thinking of retiring Hoot?
Yeah. He's got one leg. He's been through a lot.
So do you want like it's going to be like Harry and the Hendersons where you're like, get out of here, go.
No, he's gonna roost in the top of the castle. And he's just gonna live out his days, have some babies. There'll be a bunch of little hoots flying around. Chris is going to make him a protected animal. So if anybody kills him, they get put to death.
There you go.
It's like a bald eagle.
Yeah. Who could be the Chris's symbol? A one-legged owl.
It's a very intimidating battle standard. A maimed owl.
A maimed owl.
Well, don't we already have where the
I forgot what our colors were.
We're the owl bears.
The owl bear. The owl bear is the
chartreuse
mascot. Yeah,
something.
I don't know. I can't remember. A little recap from last episode. We opened with the damage roll against Creetala, who was doomed to at the time, and we all cope in different ways, right? Like, we cope through making fun of each other. Donnie's go-to was just to take the headphones off and come back to see the result.
Yeah.
And he, it didn't go your way, Donnie. And actually, it went south pretty quickly. I think I maxed the die on one of those rolls, so it was over for Creetala. And maybe the saddest part of all is that the armor on that ancient living statue had been broken,
right?
And the party was able to take it out pretty quickly after Creetala died.
So, I mean, I think the consensus is it'd be awesome if we could just knock it off with the filler episodes and just get the story moving. You know, like these these episodes where just nothing of note happens. It just gets old.
You think Candlemere Island was a filler?
I think it was a filler. Yeah, I think it was a filler episode.
You don't think it's setting anything up maybe for the future?
I don't see that. I don't see that happening at all. No.
A spiral seal down at the bottom, concealing a staircase that goes deeper that you can't open, that was responsible for a character's death. We're not setting up anything here.
Nope. Don't see the connection.
Huh.
Okay.
I mean, kill a character. Big whoop. Filler, man, filler. Just lazy writing. That's what it is.
You think Creetala died to fill? Creetala died to fill her lazy writing.
Creetala died to be a filler.
Oh no!
I think the Shambler was the secret.
The Shambler,
he was the connecting.
Oh my
force.
gosh! I see. I get it. Like I said, we all cope in different ways.
Look, I mean, when Creetala gets hired on for a different project, he's got to wrap up the one he's on right now. So they just write him off the show by killing him.
He switched organizations. He's not with the WWE anymore. He's with the NWA.
He's not in the United Front.
Yeah.
What?
Remember the United Front?
I do remember the United Front.
That was your and Mitchell's tag team
for like 2 episodes.
He picked a new tag team partner.
Why? I don't know why.
Turned heel. Yeah, I don't know why either, Brad. Have you thought about? I don't know what to do. You buy dice all the time.
I do. I was doing some test rolls this afternoon as we were prepping here, and I rolled a natural 20 on my dollar store dice. So that's what we're going to use today.
They look just the same as all other dice. Maybe we're paying too much.
No, we're not. I just rolled that $100 die I bought.
What'd you get on it?
3 rolls, 17, 18, and 16.
Because, Bill, you're known to roll low a lot.
Well, I want to play Mitchell one day just so I can see what he can do.
Right.
In a fight.
Oh, what an idea.
That'd be fun.
No fucking way I will delete that character before someone else plays him. That's gross. Like, I just... ugh.
We're still stuck on Candlemere Island.
I'm sorry, I was mid-recap when we got distracted by, I don't know what. You guys come up the steps back out of the dungeon with Kritala's body and the knowledge that you gained within Candlemere Keep, or a Candlemere basement, or whatever you want to call it. That there was some conflict there between followers of Yog-Sothoth and followers of Pharasma. And you think that the Pharasma followers created that cork that sealed up the stairway leading down below. But before that, there must have been some massive conflict deep beneath here. And you found some gear, you found some runes, you got some experience points, all of this stuff, but you lost Kritala. And then to add insult to injury, as you come up the steps, you're in blizzard conditions. And you start doing the math on the calendar, and you realize you're in a pickle, because Sirio is going to go werewolf here in about 6 days. You're 3 hexes from Fort Trand. And you're not sure how much you're going to be able to travel every day. And I got news for you. It's going to be survival checks. You're coming down the hill. You've rested. You're at full health, aside from your monk, who's gone.
Thanks for pointing that out. I'm sorry. Just picturing like the health bars, like full. Empty. Yeah, one of the bars is empty. The rest are full. What a dick. I'm just telling you what's going on. I'm just a recapper here. Okay?
I'm just the recapper. I just narrate, guys. I just narrate.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You come down this path in the blizzard conditions, which are still going. It's deep snow up to your knees, and you see down by the dock. You see that there is a hooded figure. It always starts with a hooded figure with me, and a small, humble campfire down by the dock. And as you're coming down the hill, the figure rises up and sort of makes ready, like, what's going on here? Confused.
Weapons are out. Like, is this figure holding a weapon?
Yeah, it is.
Is it drawn?
Yeah.
Holding. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He's an artist.
He's an artiste.
He's not only is he holding it, he's wielding it.
Is he brandishing it?
He's brandishing it.
Well, then I'm going to shoot at him.
So it's a fight.
This probably isn't going to go very well. Look, I've had a rough couple days in a cave. I lost a buddy. I mean,
I get it.
We're all kind of on edge. This dude comes at us with a brandishing.
He's not coming at us. Like, he's sitting at the dock around a fire, right? So we're coming at him.
Yeah, let me get a society check.
Okay.
That's going to go well.
Or warfare. Go warfare.
So we can kind of see him there by the campfire. Can we see our raft?
Lore with warfare, I got a 26 with my warfare lore.
Yeah, that's better.
Drycolme knows that this is something called a switch scythe. This is a gnomish invention. It's designed for versatility. It's a curved blade. It's partially hollow. It contains a long rod of wood or metal. The rod can be pulled perpendicular to the blade, which turns the switch scythe from a sweeping axe-like blade into a hooked pick capable of grappling a foe. This is kind of like a complex, advanced piece of gnomish engineering that this figure is wielding. You get a look. It is stature and mass-wise. This is a gnome.
Rolling for initiative.
Okay.
So this raises an interesting question with the blizzard conditions and the 2 feet of snow, and we have this gnomish figure, and then we have Lindsay, both smaller kind of people.
Yeah, what's
Does
this
this
gnome
affect
doing?
them more or less?
It's up to her chin. She's And it's up to and then I don't know, maybe this is why the gnome hasn't moved up the path at all and is just chilling here.
He's under the snow.
Chris, you asked about the raft as I was dealing with Bill over there. The raft is there, and another raft is there. So second raft.
We'll have 2 rafts.
Now the rafts are number 2. Use your reasoning to figure out why that might be.
Gotta do some quick raftomatics here.
We can put some. We can combine the rafts.
Algebraic reasoning.
I think Mitch will kind of yell out, "Hail!
Hello there."
Like Obi-Wan.
Hello there.
Hail there!
And this gnome is played by Donnie. We gave Donnie a new character.
Wow.
We got a gnome.
Man, I'm dead.
We got a
Donnie, that
gnome
almost
here.
didn't start well for you.
Right?
So, Donnie, your gnome, sees this haggard party coming down through the blizzard with weapons drawn at you. And then one of the funniest looking of them all goes, "Hello."
What? Who's the funniest looking one? Who said hello?
Brad. It's Brad.
Mitchell.
Hello.
The one covered in slime and
So yeah, I think his little hood pops off, and I think what you see is you just see the shock of blue hair at the top of his head, and then you see one eye is like this crazy electric blue, like a blue you'd never see in nature, but you see it in his eye, and then that's his left eye. His right eye, however, is just completely white, no color at all. And then he looks like just like an adorable little gnome. And so this arrow comes whizzing by him, right? And so he pops up and he's like, "Whoa, hey guys, hey, whoa. I'm sorry. I was told to come here and find a kukri. I don't know if you guys were in that castle or not, but I need to check it out." And like he kind of starts looking at you guys, and first he looks at Dry. He's like, "Well, if I look at you," he looks kind of puzzled for a second. He's like, "It looks like you've dedicated yourself to the art of outdoorsy dueling, but why the fuck do you use a bow so much? That just doesn't make any sense." He goes, "And I just don't like not knowing stuff. So we'll come back to that." And he looks over at Mitchell. He's like, "Whoa!" He's like, "That's power armor." He's like, "You've learned armor innovation." He's like, "That's really, really cool. I'm really into that." And he looks over and he looks at Therio. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "You know how to use magic. I can tell you know how to use magic, man." And it's like, "Oh, you're into fire too. Like you have fire stuff, right?" He's like, "Do you know fireball? Do you know how to throw a fireball?"
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm like, who let their little brother in the room? What's going on right now?
I got these really cool tricks I can do with fire. I'll have to show you sometime. But yeah, no. So why I'm here is it's a long story. There's lots of stuff. I got bored. Stuff got started to get bad. Somebody told me that I needed to come find this kukri, and its name is Thirst. I don't know if it can talk and anything in there told you its name. But did you guys happen to find that in there that I could have, and I'll be on my way? And then he just kind of stops and looks at you expectantly.
I don't want to speak for everyone, but like we are exhausted, and like this guy just came at us like with too much Cocoa Puffs in his bloodstream. Like, Mitch, like, do you have any shelter? Is all Mitch is gonna ask.
Nope, I got my raft back there though.
Not a planner.
Yes. let's get off this island.
Can we get off the island? It's snowy. What's the conditions like? What are we looking at here?
It's gonna be survival to cross. Lots of survival checks. You know that this is tough, and yeah, you've got this gnome whose name you don't even know that's with you.
Should find that out.
I do have a flashback that I can give you a little more context on this person. Give our listeners a little bit more context on this person. It's been 30 episodes, so it's time for Donnie to have a new character.
Yep.
Here we are.
It's time.
The gnome sat slumped in a dark corner of the abandoned library. Cold stone tile beneath his body, his hands and feet as cold as icicles. You'd know it if you saw him. He felt low. He felt exhausted, ready to just be done. He's bleaching. He knows it. He sees the first telltale sign. Just 2 nights ago, his left eye has gone stark white. He knows his right won't be far behind. Then his hair. Then his skin. Then, after a while, he'll die. He's read all about it in one of these books in this abandoned library where he currently makes his home. Days pass, barely moving, until suddenly a gnome from the first world comes to him. Silently first, in just a vision, but then through some subtle transition, this first world gnome stands directly in front of this Galarian gnome's prone body. He first feels her warmth. She's very beautiful. She's ancient, but yet young at the same time. She knows his name, or at least she thinks she does. She speaks in a soft, sing-song voice. Ogjulinisson Tomton? Og? Is that your name? Or maybe it isn't. I feel so badly for you. Seeing you like this, you're very bored, aren't you? I understand it. You call it the bleaching, but do you know what I call it? Do you know what my people call it? We call it living where you don't belong. But I know your ancestors are to blame, not you. Did you know that we are immortal in the first world? I bet you didn't. How does that grab you? Do you want to see it? You're meant for more than this. Dying of boredom on this planet. Can we find something for you to do? Something beyond all those stacks and stacks of books you've been reading? Do you want my help? The Galarian gnome, all he can do is slowly nod his head, entranced by this new interest he has in something unique, something new. Good. You should want my help. I want you to hop back into those books. I want you to find thirst. I'll need you to use it for something. She sees the gnome's confused look, and it causes her to laugh with some measure of glee. No, not thirst for a drink. No, the blade. Find the blade. I know it's there. I know it's somewhere in your books. Do this thing. I won't be far behind you with another job. We'll get you back to work. We'll get you happy again. It's gonna be okay. Just do what I say, and you're gonna live. And she disappears. He falls back, not sure if it was real or fake. Ogjulinisson Tomton, or Og for short, he wakes to the sunlight coming through the window on his face. He feels a little better. He feels warmer. Gnomes are funny that way. He saw a little bit more color in his left eye now, like the bleaching is reversing. It's clear now to him. She has the medicine for the thing that is killing him. He has to follow her. It's what anyone would have done. He begins his research in earnest, scouring the ancient tomes in the abandoned library for any reference to the blade, thirst. It takes a while, but he finds it. And where does it lead him? Candlemere.
Nice job, Mike.
Well done, Mike.
Wow.
That was nice.
Smell you.
It's a good episode, guys. Good episode.
Is that where we're done?
That's it. Good episode. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, Ogjulinisson Tomton. Nice to meet you all.
Ogjulinisson, did I get that right? Ogjulinisson?
Julinisson.
Ogjulinisson Tomton?
Julinisson Tomton. Yep. Ogjulinisson Tomton.
And here's the deal, Donnie. I got something for you, too.
Sure.
You're sitting here.
Yeah.
You're talking to these guys. Maybe a hint of mania going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're so happy.
Yeah.
You're here. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's this blade. That first world gnome that you saw all those nights ago.
Yeah.
She's got this pink tuft of hair like a troll, like one of those little troll things. You know?
Yeah.
She's floating up above.
Oh.
Kind of sitting crisscross applesauce. And she locks eyes with you. And they can't see her because these other guys. It's obvious to you. And she flies around like in a spiral. And then she points to like Mitchell's bag. And she's like, it's there. And she's like crazy. And, we don't do video, but Donnie's eyes were going everywhere. And I just think that like when he was talking, Donnie's eyes were all over the place. And I feel like his vision, his eyes are darting to these new, his eyes are darting to Sertova's party, then darting to the flying gnome, then darting back and then darting.
And I think he's a full head, right? He's not even I don't think he knows or he doesn't care that nobody else can see her. He can. He's followed as much as he can, and I think she does that. He looks over at Mitchell. He's just like, yeah, I didn't catch your name, but I think in your bag maybe you've got that kukri I'm looking for. If you don't mind taking a look, and just stares at you, big eyes blinking.
This dude's crazy,
right? And Mitch knows like how dangerous this kukri is. Like, yeah.
How far can you kick a gnome?
Well, I don't know if you want to kick this gnome. This is that switch scythe is nasty looking.
Yeah, Sirio is immediately suspicious of like kind of everyone in general, but especially this guy. He seems to know a lot about us. He's like, has he been following us? What else does he know? Why is he asking about stuff in Mitchell's bag? And this is just kind of all going through Sirio's head.
Make a perception check on that.
28.
He's smart. No, you don't get the feeling that he's informed on you. Everything that he brought up was readily observable, but he extrapolated so much. He's very smart. Almost like a little too smart. But yet, it looks as though he's a trained marshal. He's not like a caster like you. This is not a wizard. But he's sharp. And maybe useful.
I mean, he has to be. He's Donnie's character.
Well, so he says. So he was like, "Hold on there, fella. Before we start, emptying out our pockets, dumping out our bags and stuff. What is your name and why are you here?"
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's Ogdrildus and Tompton. Sorry. Nice to meet you. And why I'm here is I was going through a process we know it's called the bleaching. And then First World Fae showed up and explained to me that if I came and got this kukri, they'd stop the bleaching. So I came here to find the kukri. And they said it had something else to do when it was done, but I don't know what that's going to be. So we'll find out after. But again, if we can get the kukri thing sorted out, I think we'll be on a good first step.
Well, do you know what thirst even does?
No, I have no idea.
Well, we do, and we've heard about it.
Yeah.
Mitchell, can you kind of... I don't bother myself with the details. Mitchell, can you explain that?
Hold on. He pulls out a notepad. He's like, I'm going to learn something new. So please, who's going to... Mitchell? Is that... Are you going to...
I feel like Og knows. I would think that,
think Og
this
would know?
character probably
knows
does
what thirst
know
is.
some stuff about thirst.
Yeah,
right?
that's good. That's a good point.
That's
a really good point.
Might know more than we do about it. Like, we know, like, the properties through our Arcana check, but we don't know the history of it.
Yeah, and we just assume it's maybe evil because of what it does.
Og, you know who wielded thirst.
Okay.
You know that thirst was wielded by a powerful priest of Yog-Sothoth, and that thirst was used in ritual killings. Not only that, thirst was used as like an icon in ancient battles that is very powerful, and that even though it's been in the hands of evil before, it doesn't need to be. But that's what it was created for. You view your ability to wield it as a redemption for the blade. That's what Og thinks of thirst.
Yeah, so I think Og packages all up in his own brand of what's the word, manic fun, and
tweaker
delivers
speak.
that.
Tweaker speak.
He's just really excited. He's just really excited, and he just regained that gnomish curiosity, and he's maybe a little overboard, just a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about the bleaching for a second. So, the bleaching is a process that happens to gnome. So gnomes, originated in the first world, and it's unclear as to why, but most of them migrated to Galarian. They lost immortality when they came to Galarian. And more than that, they, although they will still live extremely long lives, but their lives get cut short if they become bored, if they lose this lust for life, this desire to learn and experience new things. And the gnomes that lose that thirst, not no pun intended, they'll die over time. They'll turn white, they'll die. That's what started happening to this guy. He knew it, but he's got a way out.
Well, yeah, there's no way in hell that Mitch is going to give this guy the
Try's
the
a little
kukri.
hung up on what he has to do after he gets the sword part of this whole story.
Well, yeah,
Because
and that's kind
we
of
know
where...
that the sword. We know we just left a place where a battle took place between evil and evil.
Not evil and good for us.
Well, Yeah.
Yog Sarang or Yog.
Sarang.
Yeah,
Yog Sarang.
and I
Yog
think if
Sarang.
you ask him, he'll honestly say, I don't know. I was told he was told to come and retrieve this, and then he was told what would come next, and he'll have no qualms with, like, I'll be happy to tell you what that is, and be happy to, if you guys want to help, if I can join, like, yeah, he goes through all that stuff. Like, he's like super, like, yeah, like there is,
He's trying to save his own life. I get it.
Well,
I
that's
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
He's trying not to die. I understand.
And Mike, can you refresh me of what the attributes are for Thirst? I don't think I wrote it down because
So Thirst is a modified bloodletting kukri. It's a +1 striking kukri. It shimmers eerily in bright light. On a critical hit, a bloodletting kukri deals a D8 of persistent bleed damage. Okay, what Thirst does is it takes that and modifies it like this. If Thirst has been used to kill a human in the last 24 hours, that 1d8 on a crit will go to 2d8. But that 2d8 is only when used against humans. So this thing seems... And it's not... Mitchell, you know that it's not modified like... It's not specially made to do this. There's some kind of enchantment on it that makes it deadly when used against humans.
Right.
You know that it can only be used by someone who is themselves chaotic. That if you're not a chaotic person, doesn't matter if you're good, neutral, or evil.
Right.
You just have to be chaotic. If you're not chaotic, then you're enfeebled when attempting to wield this blade. You take one look at Og here, and you're like, oh, he can use this thing.
Right. So yeah, Mitch does that math like, this dude's chaotic. He's not human. I am human. I'm more susceptible to getting killed by this thing. Like, we don't know this guy well enough to give him this kind of a weapon. Like, I don't know, like there could be other gnomes hiding in the bushes as soon as he gets it. Like, it's an ambush.
Got any other gnomes back there?
Got any gnomes on you?
ground.
Where are the rest of you?
Og, your life will end. What is happening? It's not going his way. He was nice. He was up front. I need this or I die. What's going?
What is Og doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Og is. So has he got an answer yet? You guys are just kind of looking at each other. Or you whispering?
Well,
I
we're
suppose.
discussing. We just met you, and you're asking us
Right.
for the most powerful weapon in our bag.
Right.
That none of us can. I mean, granted, none of us can use it.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
Can
no,
I
looks like
have
you've
my
been-
can I have my kukri so I can leave, please?
You look like you've been doing meth
And
for
call
like
me
3
maybe.
days.
Can I have my kukri? Maybe. Sorry, that would have been better.
Kukri, maybe.
I think
I
if
mean-
there was some sort of a show of good faith, like, I don't know, like,
Oh, I'm happy
Make-
to. Like, yeah, no, I get
make
it.
us-
You guys,
make
you
us
guys don't.
sandwiches.
You guys don't know me. I totally understand. Like, I don't know what. I mean, it's like an interview. You guys want to, like, I don't know. What can we do? I really need that kukri, and I'm happy to work out a deal.
what are your
I'm-
strengths and weaknesses?
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
My strength, my weakness is I try too much. I try too hard. I work too hard. I work too hard.
What is your lowest save?
well, and kind of during his info dump of the flashback, it answered some questions but raised more. So you were sent by someone to retrieve this weapon. Who's the someone that sent you?
Good question.
Yeah, I think he's like, yeah, I don't know her name. She was actually here. You couldn't see her. She was pointing at his bag. But yeah, no, she's from the first world.
That makes me feel
and
way
so-
safer.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so she's the one that
yeah.
sent me.
Yeah, so First World just kind of sends off all kinds of bells and whistles and alarms. And so what kind
crazy.
of form
You know
did
what?
this First World creature take? Was it nymph or fawn-like, or what did it look like?
Oh no, yeah, she just looks like your typical Sphere-Niblin. Just your dark gnome. Just what
Okay,
you'd
and
expect
only
to
you
see.
can see her. So okay.
I don't think you could see her because she was flying our heads, and I was the only one that seemed to be looking. So
Is she here right now?
no, I think she left.
Dry's going to look at Sirio, and he's going to be like, King Satoba, we don't have time for this. And he's going to look at Mitchell, and he's going to go, just give him the damn blade. If something goes wrong, we'll figure it out.
It's 5-on-1, I guess.
Yeah, how about this? Let's make a compromise or a deal, or you might say. So I don't know. I assume he was able to navigate across the lake by himself on his raft. So
In the snow.
Og, if you can help us get across the lake, we will hook you up with this dagger.
Oh yeah, cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
And he starts taking his little legs towards the raft. He's ready.
I'm not so
Let's
much
go.
worried about us having to deal with Og as us having to fight the king. in 3 days if we don't make it back to the castle.
Oh, by the way, this guy could turn
By
into a
the way,
werewolf in 3 days.
you're going to be in for a big shock in about 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys have 2 rafts here. You got Ogg's little raft, which looks pretty nice. This guy, Mitchell, you're looking at the craftsmanship. You're like, oh, he got all this way all on his own because he can build, he can do shit. Like this guy, I don't know if there's a savant aspect to him or like what the deal is, but you're just, it's good. Like it's nice. Now, granted, you could probably build something sweet too. This was your rickety thing.
It's a rental. I mean,
it's a rental. It's a rental, Mike. I didn't build it.
It's a rental. But you're looking at Ogg's raft, and like it's stand a better chance.
Ogg's like, man, that raft, like that must have set you back a couple of fish hooks, man. That's a nice looking raft.
Wait till you see Ogg's car. It's like an Audi A4 turbocharged.
I feel like Ogg is like a crypto bro a little bit. You know,
not a crypto
bro.
He talks like
let's kill that cannon right now. We're not going to get saying that.
Oh, okay. We're not doing that.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sure.
I'm going to start calling him Augie. Augie, come here. Check out this NFT.
Okay.
What do you think?
What can we call you for short?
Oh, a lot of I know. The taller you are, the more syllables, the fewer syllables you need. So, you guys can call me Ogg. That's totally cool. Ogg, Augie. Some people call me Jules. Some people call me Nissy. Some people call me Tom. Some call me Tin. Some call me Tom. Some call me Tin. But yeah, so Ogg's a pretty common one.
All right, Ogg, we're heading
Ogg, did
west.
you just insult us in passing?
No.
You tell dumb people. I'm just getting in the boat. I'm trying to get Katala. I'm trying to get Katala into the boat as gently as I can, even though I know he can't feel anything. Showing a little respect.
Who's that?
He's shown a little bit of respect by not. He's lots of questions, and you can. I think if you look at him, you can see he's got lots of questions. But I think
he's vibrating as he's standing there because he's trying to contain himself.
He's very much like he really wants to ask because it's a Strix, right? He realizes it's a Strix, but he's never actually seen a Strix, so he's really curious about that. But he's also really curious about how did this guy die, and what can you tell me about that? But he's kind of biting his lip right now.
Oh, you know what? Mitch will actually take this second as we're kind of loading stuff, and he's going to take the red cape that maybe Kratala's still hanging on to in his death-gripped hands. Hey, Ogg, you seem educated. Do you happen to know what this is?
Well, you present him the dueling cape.
Yeah. Can you tell us what this is?
Do an Arcana check. Let's see. Do I have Arcana? I do have Arcana.
Damn it.
So I rolled.
There goes my Monopoly.
I rolled a 21 total. Obviously, I didn't roll a 21. I rolled the other number and adds to 21.
It's a dirty 21.
The dirty 21.
Yeah, you know what this is.
So I just want to say, while Mike's looking that up.
It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm really excited to tell you guys about this. This is a dueling cape. And then he just kind of goes in, and I don't know what a dueling cape is, but and this is something I'm going to have to get used to. He is way smarter than I am, so we're going to have to work with that a little bit. But he tells you all about a dueling cape. And Mike, whatever you feel like, tell him about a dueling cape.
I gotta fucking find the rune. I didn't think we were gonna talk about the cape.
Oh.
Mitch's usefulness in combat has definitely shown, and the one thing he had for him is he was the only one trained in Arcana. Yep. And now that's gone.
But you have somebody that can aid you in Arcana now, and he will be so excited to help you learn things that he'll be pumped to do that.
I'm gonna help you.
Chris, can we get him a room outside the castle?
Yeah.
Better take that. No gnomes allowed. So.
Actually, just build him a tower in the back. He can experiment and do what he wants.
Ogg, you know that this is a dueling cape, and you know that there is beautiful runes inscribed upon it, and you know that this is a dueling cape of dragon's breath.
What?
Shit.
The fuck is that?
Take 2 of them.
It is a dueling cape built for casters.
Wow.
Of course it is.
You can activate it as a free action anytime. Okay? The requirement is that you're both wearing the cape and wielding it in one hand. So the way is you got to get it in one hand, you got to raise it up to raise your armor class. So it takes 2 actions to begin wielding this thing, but once you're wielding it, Once you're wielding it, you're good to go. While wielding it, if your next action is to cast a spell with an area of effect that deals the same type of damage as depicted on the dragon's breath weapon, the spell gains the effects of Widened Spell.
Oh my
rune
god.
Can only affect spells of a specific level or lower, determined by the type of rune. This is a rune of Dragon's Breath. It depicts fire, and it can affect spells of second level and down. So Sirio starts wearing this. He can use it to basically, the idea I think is that you're casting spells kind of through the cape as you're kind of got it wrapped around your arm, and you can widen spells like, I don't know, like fireball, for example, and shit with it. So it's something that can be upgraded. Like you can inscribe another layer of runes around it, and you can keep upgrading the item level of spells that it can widen. But this is
that's a pretty good.
You can take it all the way up to 20th level, and this thing can affect 9th level fire spells at some point.
Is this our first
Sounds
purple?
dope.
It is ancient. You would never find this today. It is vintage. It was preserved, encased in that Pharasma cork in that stairway.
Wow.
This thing is worth like 300 gold pieces right now. But again, Mitchell, like if you can reverse engineer the rune, you could keep, as you guys level up and you buy the materials and shit, you could keep adding layers onto it to modify higher and higher level spells for Sirio.
Wow.
And that is what Og knows about this dueling cape.
What's nice? That's a nice cape.
Heck yeah. Okay.
Our first epic.
All aboard. Yeah, Chris, you were saying something about splitting the group up.
Yeah, just in case, because we have 2 rafts. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Why
not
both?
saying one's a cool
Why-
kids raft and one's an NPC raft. No, I
I
wouldn't
get
do
it. The
that.
rental's kind of shitty.
So you guys are going to split the people up between the rafts. As you guys are getting that set up, I need a nature check from Og.
All right. 28.
Jesus.
This obsessive, hyper-intelligent gnome gets a look at Sirio as he's talking about the rafts and everything and telling people what to do, and you kind of put it together, and you're relatively certain that this man has lycanthropy. And you're like doing the math on the calendar, and I feel
How
like
did he figure that
Og's
out?
like, uh-oh,
How did he figure that out?
Rolled a high
with a
nature check.
28 nature check.
I mean, well, I know, but like
valid.
for the podcast, there's
I
gotta
just
be,
smell like
some
a werewolf,
detail. There's like got to be some detail, like I don't know, Chris's incisors
His nails
are a
are
bit
getting longer, or
Chris's
his
teeth are a little bit longer than they should be.
He's been
There's just a certain quality about him.
caught him licking his balls over by the boat.
That was what it was. That was what it was. It was when Sirio excused himself for a moment and then lifted his leg.
It's my
Over like a
refocus
tree.
activity.
But Og,
that's
I
funny.
assume you might keep this to yourself. Surely these other people must know.
Sure, clear.
Amazing.
Yeah. I like how Mike just revealed our deepest, darkest secret to the newest guy on the team off a dice roll.
28's a good roll.
It's a natural 19. That's what that was.
I mean, it was a good roll. Fine. So the rafts are you guys? So you're lashing the rafts together?
Who's
Is
in
that
what
what's going
raft?
on,
Who's
or
in
are
what
we doing?
raft?
Okay. Let's get a crafting check to lash the raft together. Donnie, do you want? No, let's let Mitchell do the.
Oh wow, Mitchell.
So let me know when I'm needed to not do anything. Oh, that's a natural one. Go ahead. Go ahead, gnome boy.
So natural 17, so that's going to be it's going to be a 28. So yeah, he walks over.
Wait,
He's
what
like,
was that? What was that total again, Donnie?
That's a 28.
28. The 28 from Donnie on the
28.
crafting check.
Yeah.
Okay, so take me through this interaction.
So he comes over, and again, he's just really excited. He's like, "Oh, I see what you're going there for with that. But I think if you think with the way the wind's coming, I think if you cross these over instead." And he just kind of goes through, and again, he's not talking down. He's just being genuine with this. Honestly, he's just really excited that he's like, "Oh, I know something," and he's trying to show you and kind of helps you kind of gets them together. And he's like, "And I'm really glad you thought of that, and I'm glad we can work that out." And
Mitch
There's
gets
more
it.
of a-
So had I
Brad
left
doesn't
it
get
alone, it would have sunk.
If Mitchell could just look up
I don't
and
think-
see The look on Dry's face as he's just standing there shaking his head.
It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. You've lashed the rafts together. And I keep looking down at the spelling of this Ogjulinissentomten.
Can we get that somewhere
I wrote it down on a note card here.
You type into Roll20.
Whenever I look at it, I think of the scrumtrulescent, the word scrumtrulescent from that Will Ferrell skit on SNL from like 20 years ago.
So all there are three actual words in there that are I'm phonetically saying horribly, but those all are legit words. So
okay,
but
yeah, Ogjulinissentomten.
Yep.
See, I can
Og.
Og. The rafts have been lashed
Julius?
together. You've helped Mitchell.
Yes.
And we need a survival check to cross Candlemere Lake.
Who's doing the
hopefully in
survival
a
check?
direction that's advantageous for a swift return to Fort Trand.
I suppose
and
we should
now,
tell them
one
where
thing
we're
that we
going.
haven't paid a lot of attention to is that it is blizzard conditions right now. And you guys are talking to this gnome who is very earnest and doesn't seem to give a shit about the cold because he's found thirst, right? He's happy, but you guys, I can't imagine how cold and tired and uncomfortable you are. And now it's time to go into Lake Candlemere. And you know that if you eat shit on this lake, it's going to be really bad to fall in this cold water. I need a survival check.
All of us?
Who's going to do it and who's going to aid and how are we doing this? How are we doing this?
My survival's +8.
Only a +7.
So
What's Og's modifier?
let's let
to
Brad roll
survival?
it. You know what, Brad? You roll it.
I'll aid.
Yeah. So Mitch is going to try to redeem himself for his horrible knot tying with the rafts, and
I'll give you a little guidance too.
he's gonna do the whole lick a
got a
finger,
guidance.
like feel the wind which way it's blowing.
We got a guidance and an aid. So you give yourself a +3 to this.
So it's gonna be a
in
plus
addition to
10.
your normal modifier.
The worst we can do is an 11.
Does anyone have bashed cape, or did we just kind of leave that with the trans?
Oh, I don't think we have it. Yeah, it wouldn't be in my inventory for sure. I wouldn't have grabbed it because I don't do survival checks. Hey, that's a natural 18. There we go. There we go.
All right,
Redeemed.
the hierarchy's back. Normalcy again sets in. Mitchell, your driver, is like, I got it, everyone. And
Dry golf claps.
it's it's probably a good 40 minutes.
I could have done a piloting check with that. Probably, right?
Do you want to move your natural 18 over to a piloting check just for the canon of the story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, of course.
Because my survival's... Yeah.
Of course. All right. So you do this thing. And, it was about 20 minutes to get here on the water. It was about 40 minutes to get back.
Oof.
It's cold. It's cold. The wind is all around you. The water is lapping up until it hits your feet and your ankles. It is ice cold. It is crazy what's going on here. But you make landfall to the north. And you've got a hell of a journey ahead of you with this gnome.
When we haven't rested... Did we ever rest?
You rested in camp.
We did. Okay. All right.
You have, yeah. So, it's like midday right now,
Okay.
I would say. And the storm is just showing no sign of letting up.
Yeah. I think we just keep trudging, put our heads down, and push.
Well, we have horses, right?
And not that it matters. This is the last day of the year.
Is this the last day of the year?
31st.
Pop some
my
champagne.
Hark the herald angels sing. Oh, no, that's not... I
That's a
always do
different
that. That's
holiday.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. What do you sing on...
Should old acquaintance be forgotten?
Oh, see, it's similar. So here you are. You're in a hex I like to call KL4, and you need to really get to TW3. So what are you doing? You've got some horses somewhere, but I got to tell you, I don't know if these horses are going to be much good to you in this blizzard.
Let's take the 40 north to 90, and then take that east.
Well,
Take that all the way
I was
down.
going to take 65 to 24 to 71.
Why would you guys take that this time of day? If we go across
Oh, here we
town-
go, Og. Yeah.
Here we go, Og.
I'm in the middle. I get on 70 and go left or right. That's all I do.
I feel like Og is definitely, when we get the trolley, going to be in the back seat, driving from there.
In the trunk.
He's a good guy.
He's just going to be throwing out facts. Like in this walk, there for like 20 minutes, you guys just had a rundown of facts about things that happened on the last day of the year or things of importance. And like you were just like, I mean, pretty quick that you learn to like drown him out. But yeah, he has a lot of knowledge. And
Dry is going to figure this out, and then just every time he starts to slow down, Dry's just going to ask him another question.
Yeah,
something random like, "Hey, what do you know about this kind of tree?"
Like it.
It's like I have a cousin that's I don't know if you'd call it the gift of gab. He's a talker. He's a big New England Patriots fan, and I remember I like asked him about Deflategate, and I was
Jesus.
Hours.
Yep.
My wife was like, "Why did you do that?
Because
Why
it's
did
fun.
you say that to him?" I was like, "Oh no." Wanted to know what he thought.
Imagine, I mean, you guys have seen a little kid that they have something they're excited to share with you, and just like that genuine, like it can be, I mean, whatever. Like, did you know that the color orange? Like, it'll be like whatever. It's like he brings that with like. Don't get me wrong, like this dude's a little bit different, but like yeah, he's just like super excited to be like, yeah, I will tell you about that tree, and you'll get to know all about it by the end of it, whatever he knows.
Well.
That's awesome.
He might be a little bit more excited now because y'all just made landfall north of Candlemere Island, back on the mainland, and apparently, according to the deal struck by Sirio, someone's about to get thirst in their hot little hand. Is that true? Is that happening?
Yeah. Mitch will take it out of his inventory, kind of do the flip and like catch it on the blade and hold it out to him, and kind of keep some pressure on the blade. And like make eye contact.
Wait, can we? When Brad does that flip thing and catches it by the blade, can he do a check?
I'm not rolling for that. I am not rolling for that.
See if he gets stabbed by thirst.
No, it looks good. It looks good. Og, as the inventor, who I think you now know to be Mitchell Groning, holds thirst out to you. It is every bit as beautiful as depicted in the ancient tomes. It is. You can describe it more to us when you're ready, but not only that, but you're the first world gnome, who only you can see, comes spiraling through the snow, and it looks like she's like water skiing on it, and she's like having. I guess it'd just be skiing, right? You don't water ski on snow; you just regularly
you
ski
just
on
regular
snow.
ski.
But she's
right.
she's like shooping through the snow, and she comes up and she's like, there it is, yeah, and she's pointing at it and like going nuts and like doing like cheerleader shit, and she's like, take it.
So yeah, I think Og reaches up. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much, guys!" And yeah, he grabs it, and then he looks. After he grabs it, he looks over, and he's kind of looking in between. I would assume like Dry and Sirio, right where she's pointing at this, and he's like, "Okay, what's next?"
She says, "See you later, kid." She disappears.
And he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, so now that I got that, but she didn't tell me what I got to do now. I'm not sure. Can I just kind of hang out with you guys?"
And like you get the feeling like this dude needs you. If you leave this guy alone, like he's not okay. He needs people around him. Or he's not going to be all right.
Guardrails would probably be good for this guy. Yeah.
I think in the past hour that he's been around us, he might be kind of growing on Mitch a little bit. Just Mitch is like a nerd and loves reading and all the knowledge, and so like hearing like affirmations on things that he knew or hearing new things.
Donnie, did you end up blowing part of your gold allotment on the doubling rings that you were thinking about?
Yeah.
So he's got thirst in his left hand, right? Gold ring on the ring finger. He's got this switch scythe in his right hand, brass ring on that ring finger. And the runes, absent that bleed damage thing, the other runes, the +1 and the striking on thirst, you see as they get reproduced in real time onto the switch scythe.
Holy shit.
And you take a look at this little motherfucker.
That's badass.
And you're like, do you know like you guys read Penny Arcade? Do you know the little fruit fucker machine?
No.
I'm sorry,
No.
what?
Is that just me? No?
It's a
so.
fruit fucker machine? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, the little fruit fucker. Yeah, Google it later.
Not my name in high school.
Not on my phone.
What I'm trying to tell you is that this guy's dangerous. But like, he seems to like you, but he's dangerous. Good little murder boy to have
Weapon to have. And I guess that's a good, with that as dangerous of a weapon that is, at least it's one that's on our side. So
I guess the next part of our trek, I mean, we lashed the rafts together to make it across the lake. I don't think the horses are going to be too helpful in this deep snow, but I do want to keep them with us. Maybe they can help kind of trudge and tow poor Kratala if we fashion something for him.
Yep.
Okay. I need a survival check to find where you tied off the horses. I mean, the visibility is nil. You didn't land where you left. You know, Mitch did great, but it's impossible to retrace your previous track.
Right.
So let's get that survival check.
Not it.
I'll do.
I guess I will guidance you.
19 natural, 27. 26.
You can get them there. You see a tree line in the distance that looks a little familiar to you. It's like you're playing GTA Vice City with the low visibility, you know. And
wait, what else can we do? I'm just kidding.
And you find the horses, and the horses are not looking so good. It's cold. They're cold. Yeah. They're cold, these horses, but they're all right. With that, I don't know anything about nature. The horses survive in a blizzard for a little while.
I think they'd probably hunker down and be okay for a day or two.
Look, we're going to need a series of survival checks, and I'm going to tell you what, I got a DC in mind. Every time you fall below the DC, we're going to add 6 hours to the trip. If we get a crit fail, we're going to add a day to the trip.
Survival minigame.
It's a survival minigame as you guys try to trudge your asses back to Fort Trand. Aids are fine. Guidance is all fine. It's all good. We're going to run you guys with a net +3 on whoever's making the roll.
Okay.
But if enough time goes by on the clock, you guys are going to find yourself in a little bit of a situation. And you might end up having to do something desperate to keep the king safe.
I'm just going to let him transform and go. He'll figure it out on his own. I would rather him go murder somebody else than me have to fight him.
Okay.
We can work the rest out in post.
Who wants to... I can aid. I have a +9 in survival.
I think
Brad
you
and I
should
have
do
the
more
highest,
than aid.
Oh, okay.
Brad and I have... What do you have in survival?
I have a 7. So why don't
I have
you
an
roll
8.
and then
Drycolmaze.
Dry will aid.
All right. Give it a shot. And I'm getting
You
guidance.
point
So
Og toward Fort Trand.
+1, I guess. Yeah. All right.
You'll get a +3 from,
+3.
people attempting to aid you.
Ooh, it's going to be a natural 3. Not a great start. I don't think you can see over the snow, guys. That's going to be
What's the
a
total?
17.
I rolled a 7. So for my 8, that's
So you
probably
would
not
not
going to
aid.
help. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first one is a fail. Maybe a crit
6
fail.
hours lost.
Oh, man.
That's not bad.
What?
That's going to be a 21.
Okay.
6 more hours
6
lost.
6 hours lost.
Oh, my God. That's why I
So
think he looks
we've
back.
made
He's
no progress
like
in
maybe
half a day.
Yeah.
We're losing time.
Yeah, so I think he looks back at Dry. He's like, maybe it's hard to see where I'm at with the snow piled up here. I can't get any landmarks. Could you
be like, well, let me
give it a
drive.
try?
Yeah, you guys have to carry him around probably. You put him on a horse so you can't be able to see over the snow. But you know that Blair Witch Project, where eventually they end up at that same clearing again.
Right.
This
Yeah.
happens.
Oh,
You travel
yeah.
all day and you end back up and you see the rafts and you've lost a day of travel.
Mitch is not.
Oh, we've lost 24
with
hours.
Survival.
Yeah.
Well, you've been on. Oh, that's right. You guys were going to do like a forced march situation,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So it's like you're not stopping. It's nighttime now.
Right.
I gotta rise the DC just a little bit, but
Mitch is
This is
trying to
dead
come
of
up
night.
with scenarios of worst case scenario at this point, like looking to see what we have to either tie the king up or
See what this $100 dice does.
abandon.
All right, so I'm gonna roll the next survival check.
I'm getting nervous. I'm having so much fun.
It's a 10 on the die for an 18.
22 to aid.
Yeah, you're having trouble crossing this DC, but if you can hit the DC, you'll make a hex. So it's not all's not lost. But yeah, we got to get something. We got to get some higher rolls.
17
We
on
got Bill for your
17
next
on the
one.
die.
As the sun comes up that next morning, you guys fuck around again all night. As the sun comes back up, you make another hex.
Nice.
I need everybody to make a perception check.
All right.
High DC.
10.
27.
Oh, Og's
The snow's too
Ox-
goddamn high.
weakness.
Og's slowing
Perception.
down. Dry roll the 27.
Can anyone beat a 27?
28.
That's one better. That's one better. And that's what I needed.
Nice.
That's what I needed. Sirio. Maybe it's the desperation. Well, let's talk about Sirio's state of mind. Sirio, it's like the second month of your lycanthropy, and already you're in a blizzard and you're trying to get home in time. What's going on internally with you right now?
So he kind of did. He's not that smart, but he did a little bit of math, and he's like, well, we got, what was it, 6 days? But after wandering around in circles for an entire day and night, he's starting to get worried. Turning into werewolf, he doesn't know what happens. He doesn't know what he's going to do. So not only is he worried for himself, he's worried if he might kind of eat the party members.
Well, and I don't know if our math is a little different. I thought you had 6 days before you rested at Candlemere.
Yeah,
so
did.
I feel like you're in you've got 4 days now as you're in this hex now this morning, which, and now at this point, you're not that far from Fort Trand. I mean, you've made a third of the journey at this point, so maybe it's looking okay, but what we don't want is a crit failure from anybody, right? In any event, you make this perception check, you hit the DC, and you see in the distance through the snow a small hut. A small hut with a thatched roof. Snow collecting on the thatched roof. You can't see the smoke coming out of the fireplace, but you know something's got to be going on because you see the faintest flicker of firelight coming through a glass-paned window in this tiny little hut. And you feel like you're, not too far away from it, 300-400 yards away. It's in the distance, but every now and again you can see it.
Do you want to risk approaching it and us being stuck here for a day or two if something goes sour? Or do you want to go back?
I don't think we make Fort Trand, but I guess I haven't seen the cottage yet, so I don't know. I mean, with Sirio being the one that sees it, and the one with the
power is all with Sirio right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to you, Chris, that Dry sees it. It looks like you're the only one.
I let everyone know that there's a dwelling out there, and it looks to be maybe not inhabited, but some kind of fire is going on inside.
And I don't think that any of us are not thinking about the timeline right now, but I think Mitch is kind of calculating after that first struggle bus a day. Like, I don't think we're going to make Fort Trand. I think we need to ford up here.
Yeah, and not to meta it too much, but like when we're doing exploration outside of this mini game, I mean, it doesn't take any extra time to do an encounter and continue traveling. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let's check it out.
You guys begin trudging through the blizzard conditions, still in full swing. The little hut gets bigger and bigger, and it becomes apparent to you that there is a fence around the hut, and you see some movement in the yard in between the fence and the hut itself. And you see what Sirio was talking about, the firelight glimmering through a window. Perception checks from the party, please. Chris, you look satisfied. What do you got?
That's a good roll. 30 total.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Good for you.
Okay.
Good for you.
25 for Mitch.
Mitch, you see it too.
21.
21.
You see nothing.
Yeah, really?
I see nothing.
Og. You're useless.
I am.
Og, the DC's higher for you since you're closer to the
Fair.
ground. You see two figures that are kind of trundling around in the yard. Okay. And the figures are big. I mean, they're medium-sized creatures, but they're kind of bulky. They're kind of big. And it's like one orb, and then a slightly smaller orb, and then a slightly smaller orb on top. What you and I would think of as a snowman.
Yay!
Okay? There's two snowmen that are fucking rolling and lolling themselves around in the yard. And as they're walking around, their bottom ball of snow is getting larger as these things are in the yard. And I know our listeners can't see me right now, but I'm making like a fucking fat snowman movement with my body right now. That's what you see. There's two snowmen that are walking around. You guys look pleased. I'm pleased as well.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's snowmen out there. Snowmen. What do you do?
Are they sentient snowmen?
No, they got coal for their eyes. They got a carrot sticking out of their,
Ooh, carrots.
little pipe, whatever.
Is
whatever
there
Frosty's
a
got.
particular? Would this be a nature check?
We're looking at crafting on this one.
Oh, crafting
Right.
check, huh?
Well,
Og rolled an 18.
I have a 23.
They're just snowmen.
Mitchell, these look like scarecrows to you. These are constructs. The traditional scarecrow might look a little more Halloweeny, but this is the Christmas edition scarecrow. It's been reskinned
It's got the Christmas
to be in
template.
blizzard conditions. You think that these are crafted constructs that are like guards that will patrol around outdoors, scare away animals, scare away people. They're relatively dangerous, although you think you could probably take them down, although you don't love the thought of being flanked by these two snowmen.
No.
But there are two snowy snowman scarecrows wandering around in
Inside
this
the
yard.
fence?
Yeah, they're inside the fence, yeah.
Well, that
You
makes sense.
wonder if they could hop the fence. It'd look awesome if they did. If they could hop the fence and come rolling toward your asses. That sounds good to me. Let's do that.
I mean, Mitch knows that constructs aren't inherently evil, so they're guard structures of some sort, guard constructs. So, I mean, should we yell into the house like, "Hello there, anyone home?" I'm just gonna go for it. I'm not getting any feedback, so Mitch is gonna kind of
Do it.
go up to the fence and I guess I'll walk forward, and if they notice me and act hostile, then I'll react to that. So I'll walk towards the fence.
So you begin walking towards, okay?
Yep.
At the same time, the two scarecrow snowmen, they go, and their heads rotate, and their carrots and their coal eyes look at you, those beady little eyes. And their little stick hands come up, and their little fingers start going on their stick hands like this, waving around. But they don't advance.
Okay.
But they look like we talk a lot about universal signs. This is the universal sign for
Stop.
don't come any closer with their little sticky hands.
Mitch will
And
stop
you wanna
and
yell
yell.
out?
Yeah. Hey, hello, anyone home? No harm meant yet. For another day.
You hear someone from the inside of the hut do a big hawk and spit, and this gravelly voice is like, and and the door slams open, and snow comes falling off the top of the thatched roof down everywhere, and this toad-like big meaty human woman with black cloak and a black hat, the pointy hat, bags all over her, yellow teeth, green yellowish eyes, green skin. She slams open the door. She steps out, all what's going on here, right? And she looks up at you guys, and we'll interact a little bit more with this this woman here next week as she and her snowman